Hello, and welcome to a Weird House Press unboxing. It's a very big box of Weird House Press. Look at that. This is their special, it's not really a grab bag because I knew what I was getting, but their special collection that they did for their new site. Their site received an overhaul, and they offered several special bundles, which were, already going to be cheaper than the individual, some of its parts. And I said, you know what? This seems like a great deal. Plus, you got another 20% off with their code SALE. So you too, and as far as I'm aware, the code is still going on. So you can go over to Weird House Press and you can pick these titles up yourself, either individually or as part of the set, and then save another 20% with the code SALE, S-A-L-E. So one of these titles I already have, but the cost for the other four individually would have still been more expensive than what I paid. So I'm excited. So, and I also grabbed another little bundle here as well, which will open that momentarily. First up, this is the signed hardcover bundle. First up, we have Tim Curran's Skin Medicine. This is a weird Western, or a splatter Western. I don't think it's really a splatter Western, more weird Western. Skin Medicine, signed by Tim Curran and Rebecca Clegg, who did the artwork. Limited to 100 signed copies, hardcover copies. I don't know if they did a paperback version of this. A lot of the other titles have received paperback versions, but I believe this one was primarily just the signed edition and the lettered edition. Not swinging for the lettered edition, but if you are a Tim Curran fan, then you are going to be broke by the end of the year because they are pumping out lettered Tim Curran volumes left and right. There's a little bit of a defect in the cover material there, with the pasting, but, nothing bad, nothing too terrible. So this deals with a bounty hunter who goes to a small little western town in Utah territory, to track down a bounty. Meanwhile, there is a serial killer and cannibal. Was he a cannibal as well? This ugly-looking dude on the cover. He is a cannibal. Mercenary, cannibal, killer, mass murderer, Cobb, James Lee Cobb. He's not quite dead, not quite alive, and these two are going to butt heads in this Utah town. Very excited. I have never read any full-length Curran. I've read a short story by him in the first Weird House magazine. I don't believe I've read anything else by him. I like the short story. Next up, we have Jason Parent's Down in the Deep Dark Places. This is a short story collection, just like the other numbered editions. Kind of this like faux leather cover. Very nice stamping on the cover there. Printed end papers, very nice. This is signed by Jason Parent and Nick Greenwood. And I imagine this is number 76 or 200 copies. It must have an introduction by Curtis M. Lawson. It must have something, a forward maybe. Oh, it was just edited by Curtis M. Lawson. Because I know it said Lawson signed the lettered edition. I know this covers a whole lot of different topics, including but not limited to war terror. Look at that dude. I thought in the description it was like, hey, somebody fighting in Afghanistan. I don't know if that's an Afghanistan, era fighter. It honestly looks more like World War II to me, but I am also not proficient on war uniforms, so I don't know. Next up, we have Her Wan Embrace, stories by David Barker. If you're looking at the cover and you're saying, wow, this looks like some old-timey horror, well, you're in luck because it's supposed to be old-timey horror. Same kind of bonded leather, faux leather cover. Very spacey end papers there. This is signed by David Barker and Dan Sauer. This is horror in the style of Chambers, in the style of Lovecraft. What was that? That's just the frontispiece, which is just the cover. Oh, no, it does have a frontispiece. Look at that. Is that the author? No, it's not. It's not the author. I was going to say it'd be cool if they kind of snuck the author in there. And Poe as well. We get some Poe in here, too. Poe styling. It's not actual Poe. Very intriguing. Next up is one that I did get the letter edition for because it was on sale back a few weeks back. Exorcism of Winchester House by Douglas Wynne. This, if it's like Wolf Hunt, I should have brought the letter edition with me because I don't recall how it was bound in the letter edition. But if it's like Wolf Hunt, it should have a slightly different bonded leather binding or different stamping. Because Wolf Hunt had different material. I mean, they're still, neither of them were overly fancy. I mean, they're both keeping the price point down under $100, which is one of the things that Weird House is absolutely rocking. This is signed by Douglas Wynne, and it is still available. I think the letter edition is still available too. But if you want to see what the letter edition looks like, I got that on my channel. I talk about the book in more detail there. I know it deals with the infamous Winchester house and all of its fake exits and stairs leading nowhere. But we'll move on. Finally, Cruel Stories by Donald Tyson. Now, Tyson, I have read his... he actually is a Lovecraftian aficionado there. He also looks like Timothy Spall, the actor. But I have read his The Red Stone of Juba, that Weird House actually published back in 2020, which is Alhazred, the man who invented the Necronomicon of creation of Lovecraft's mind himself. Cruel Stories, bound in that same leather material, same kind of trippy end papers, signed by Donald Tyson and K.L. Turner. Now this has to do with extreme horror stories. There was actually even a warning on the site saying this is extreme horror. I don't know any of the stories in it, but go at your own risk. I'm expecting some gruesome stories. And if you're thinking, man, I wish I had more K.L. Turner artwork to look at, well, you're in luck because I have some other volumes right here. In addition to the signed limited edition bundle, they also had a paperback bundle that featured 2 more Tim Curran novels. And I also added a Weird House magazine too. This is issue number 2, which is a lot fatter than the first volume. Issue number 1, it was good. It was a lot of atomic horrors currently on sale. A lot of great short stories, some interviews. It did have a bunch of spelling errors, little typos and such. But it is nice. It's still a very nice publication. It's printed on color throughout. The volume number 1 I actually got from VJ Books. Did I get it from VJ? Or Zeissing's? It was signed by the editors. This one's not signed by the editors. But that's fine. But yeah, like I said, Tim Curran. Dude just does not stop writing. Now, it is my understanding that most of these Tim Curran novels are previously published, and they're just now getting the special edition treatment through Weird House Press. And here are 2 more. Hive and Hive 2, The Spawning. This is just your perfect bound paperback, but what's nice about the paperbacks is that they are still signed. And not only are they signed by the author, but also signed by K.L. Turner, the artist. That's just really cool. So Hive and Hive 2 have a very John Carpenter's The Thing meets Lovecraft vibe going on. So my understanding is in Antarctica, which I believe was The Thing in Antarctica. I think it was in the Arctic. Maybe it was Antarctica. But in the Antarctic here, some scientists stumble upon basically a Lovecraftian hell portal, which I don't know if that's what the pictures on the cover are supposed to be depicting on Weird House, but maybe it is. So pure Lovecraftian horror. And then you're like, man, I got to get more of that. Well, then you're in luck because there's the sequel, Hive 2, The Spawning, also signed by Tim Curran and K.L. Turner. Don't know much about this, but it's the sequel. These do have, in addition to the signed paperbacks, I believe they do have the signed hardcovers as well. Paperbacks are very affordable. I mean, this was what, like $20, $22.95 is what the price says there. Plus 20% off with the sale. Plus, a lot of their titles are usually on sale to begin with. The hardcovers, you're looking at like $40 for the hardcover, which is affordable for any small press hardcover, let alone a signed one. I mean, you do like the faux leather. You're not going to have a sewn binding or anything, but that's quite all right for me. And then you get the lettered hardcovers, which are usually about $100. They did just have 2. I think one of them might even have been Atomic Horrors, where it was like 150 upward to 180. But those were like deluxe lettered, which it sounded like they had a bigger trim size. One of them was the 13 Possessions anthology, which was signed by all the contributors and the editors, so that's understandable for that having a larger price tag. Then I believe the Tim Curran one was, like I said, oversized and just bigger, all around bigger. But yeah, that's a pretty solid haul in my opinion. That's a very good haul. So seriously, check out Weird House Press. They have been kicking ass. They are probably one of my favorite small presses these days in terms of affordable editions. Now, obviously, these aren't going to be the exquisite fine press editions that you get with Subterranean Press now or with Suntup. These are almost your affordable editions, the ones that are in that $40 price range for a nice hardcover, which is what Subpress used to do, which is what Cemetery Dance used to do when their limited editions were pumping out. Cemetery Dance still does produce the limited editions, but they've had lots of delays. The trade game has been off the charts, Cemetery Dance, but those trade ones are not going to be signed. Whereas Weird House, you get signed. Seriously, check them out. They kick ass. And if the code still works, use code SALE, S-A-L-E, and you could even save 20%, or possibly save 20% unless they turn the code off. So check out their new website, link in the description below. See if you can save some money and get some affordable signed books. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you want to watch more of these unboxing videos or my weekly or occasionally twice a week book reviews. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you around next time.